them are more than pals.
Our show can be a little gay,
But if you're not,
that's okay.
you can listen and have fun either way. Xena, Star Wars, Doctor Who, guests and music and reviews. Game of Thrones, Winona too. We promise there's something for you. She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
Hello and welcome to the She Nerds Out podcast. I'm Kat.
I'm Wendy. And this is Tara.
On today's episode, we have some nerd news. We're going to talk about Last of Us. We're going to talk about the Willow doc. But first, Wendy. What day is it?
Well, I celebrated early because January 31st, in addition to the last day of January, for crying out loud, is National Hot Chocolate Day. And a coworker brought me some hot chocolate yesterday at work. So I guess I started my celebration a little early.
That's nice.
Interestingly, February 1st is National Dark Chocolate Day. So just combine them and have hot dark chocolate, maybe.
Ooh.
You know what it is? I like this one. The first is National Get Up Day. And they said it's also the start of skating season. So it's like, kind of mixes the two.
Like what kind of
ice skating. I don't know.
Whoa, the start of ice skating season?
Know.
Seems like ice skating
According
should be phasing out at that point.
Well, according to this, I don't know if season's the right word. And now my computer's not working, so I can't really. Okay.
Like the professional circuit.
National Skating
stuff?
Month. Sorry. It's wait, it's the end of National Skating Month. Let's just forget I brought that up.
I'm sorry. The end of a month starts on the first of the month?
Yes. Because I guess January was skating day. But when you skate, you fall and you get back up.
Love that.
So it's not all about that. It's just about getting up if you fall. If life doesn't go your way, and you just need to get back up.
I love that.
It's about getting up more times than you fall down.
Nice.
So they say. So that's the first. It's also Serpent Day, so we're just not going to talk about that.
Oh, no.
Oh, National Groundhog Day is the second.
Oh, great. It means nothing to us in
I
California.
know. I feel like
Nothing.
I know. I wish. I
Every
feel like it
day
probably
is the
doesn't mean
same.
anything to anything. It is the same. Oh, look, it's sunny outside.
Sometimes it rains.
Sometimes.
Like what, 10 days a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Usually
It's
all
not-
around the same time, so there's mudslides and
Yeah.
doesn't
all
help
at
us.
once.
Mhm.
It's also National Tater Tot Day, which is, I'm always a fan of a good box of tots.
Okay.
Hey, the fourth
It
is
doesn't.
National Ice Cream for Breakfast Day. I haven't tried that, but I'm going to have to.
It's a good
That
month for you.
is-
You have never tried ice cream for breakfast? I feel like that's
I mean, I
shocked.
probably have. I don't remember. I've done chocolate cake for breakfast. I've done all sorts of things for breakfast. I just don't know if I've done ice cream for breakfast. And it's Thank a Mail Carrier Day. Thank your mail carrier.
That's great.
Ooh. National Weather Person's Day is the 5th. Thanks, Belen. And all the other weather persons I know.
You know a lot. I
Nice.
feel like you know more than the
I
average
know more
person.
than probably y'all because I work with them every day. I know 5, 6, 7 maybe total.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
you do know a lot of weather people. I, mean,
I
more
do
than
know
the
a lot of
average
weather
person.
people. And you know what? And I still end up just looking at my phone to see what the weather's going
Yeah,
to be.
and you know them personally. That's the thing.
Right, by name. Like, hey.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
So-and-so.
like
and you know them in real life. You don't just know them from the
I
TV.
do. Because remember, Tara, you were with me when we saw Belen at the grocery store.
Yeah,
Weren't
that's
you there
right.
that
We
day?
did- yeah, I was with you. We ran
Like,
into
hey,
I was a
Belen,
weather person.
We ran
at
into
the-
a weather person.
Yeah.
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 So
Did you
there
ask her,
go.
so hey,
She's-
what
she's
are we,
cute.
what are we looking at tomorrow? What kind of weather?
No, because I know. Sunny.
Fair
I'm sure they love that.
Oh, yeah.
They love that.
She gets it all the time.
All people want to know is what the weather's going to be. But you know when the weather was nice and cool was last Tuesday. And you know what Tara and I did? We got a sneak preview of Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios, thanks
God.
to my employment by NBC Universal. And they sent out the reservation dates. I think it was like a Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday you could sign up. And based on what I talked to people on who went on Sunday, and so the big ride there, it's like a Mario Kart ride, and you steer and you shoot the other little Mario Kart people. We waited about 20 minutes to get on it. They waited like an hour plus to get on that ride, even at the little sneak preview. So apparently they did not control the numbers.
Oh.
on some of those dates, and just probably more people wanted to go on Sunday than Tuesday. But for us, it was, we got to eat at the cafe, which was adorable. It was like mushroom cafe or something.
No, well, okay.
What?
It was not Mushroom Cafe. It was
What was it called?
Toadstool Cafe.
Toadstool Cafe. I forgot.
It's Mario
And all the little
World.
Toadstool people from Mario World were like, they had animation in the windows, so you could see them working in the kitchen or
It
running
was
around
so fun.
Toadstool World. And then like a storm came in, and then a little evil bomb. People were like going through,
and they're like, and they're running. It was really funny to watch. Yeah,
the food
they're
was
running for their lives while you're eating.
Oh my god,
It was really-
that was hilarious.
We got some toadstool shaped garlic knots and
Ooh,
Mhm.
okay.
and a Princess Peach cupcake that was giant.
Cupcake was ridiculous.
How
It
big
was
we talking?
90% frosting.
Whoa.
It was more of like a muffin size, like the giant.
Yeah.
They definitely used a big muffin pan for
Got
it.
it.
And then the icing on top was,
Was all
probably a good like
icing.
6 inches
Oh my
tall.
God.
It was like 70-30 icing to
Yeah.
cake.
That's too
It
much
was-
icing.
Yeah,
It was a lot. It was a lot.
That
We had
was
to cut
all
it in
left
half
over.
and eat it with
Yeah.
a fork.
Yeah, I mean,
It
we
was good,
almost
though.
like each got one, like
Yeah.
but then we realized, I was like, nah, let's
Let's start with one.
no. Yeah,
It was
Big
$10. So
Well, that's
that
what-
implied it was going to be big.
right. That's
Okay.
what tipped us off. We're like, why is this cupcake $10?
Well, I mean, it is a amusement
And a theme
right?
park. But the
Yeah,
food was
it's
decent, and
expensive.
the restaurant was adorable. The world, I tell you, you feel like you're in a Mario, like Super Mario game. And
Yeah,
there's
cool.
you look around and there's things just moving
Mhm.
all the time. Like
Yeah.
the little characters going back and forth and running around. We got our picture with Mario and Luigi.
Hey,
Luigi.
what's
Princess
these
Peach
pictures?
is there.
Where are these
I
pictures?
said Luigi, I
I've seen
just said it weird.
nothing. Where's
Oh,
the?
we'll have to
I
get
told
those
you to send me
going.
pictures.
Yeah,
Come on,
I'm
guys.
sorry.
The service in there was really bad, so it took me a long time to
Mm-hmm.
get the pictures downloaded.
Mhm.
It was very chaotic. It really was like sensory overload when you
Sure.
walk in there, because it's like everything is moving. It feels like a casino because it's like like everything, because there's like games
Music
going on
constantly.
everywhere. Music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was kind of no. There
We heard
was
that
not
once in the
main-
cafe.
There was one time we heard a version of the
Yeah.
main Mario theme. They're like dun 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 dun, dun,
Yeah.
Da-da.
only in the Toadstool Cafe, like
Really?
a different version of it. Nowhere else
I was surprised we didn't hear that.
did we
throughout.
hear the main Mario theme, or even the like da na 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 na, like the
Yeah.
castle theme.
What? There must be
Right.
a reason.
Yeah, like was there a licensing? But it seems
I
like
mean,
got
but
the whole
that's the whole
frickin'
park
park.
is
Yeah,
Mario.
it's Nintendo.
But
Nintendo
Why would you
owns
not
all
those are
that.
not-
have that?
Like when we went into, because a Mario Kart ride, you walk through Bowser's castle.
Okay.
So I thought for sure there'd be the castle theme would be somewhere in there,
Yeah.
right? But no, there was not. And the castle itself was that was my favorite part. That's the
Mhm.
line. You wait
Cool.
and
Yeah.
it's like Harry Potter. You wait in Hogwarts to go on the
I
ride.
love when they do that. It's so cool.
Yeah. So that was really cool. I mean, I'm glad, again, we only waited 20 minutes, so we got to take our time walking through and just got to look at everything.
Nice.
And I can't imagine waiting like 3 hours in there, like when the
That
real
line's gonna
park
be
opened.
long.
It's good. Oh man, because we were just walking through and walking at everything. It took us like 10 minutes just to like walk through and take our,
Right.
to just stand there and go inch by inch.
Brutal.
And it's
So-
the ride itself. So you put on a little hat that like kind
Your
of goes
visor.
around your head. It's more of a
Oh.
visor, yeah, like a visor.
Cute.
And then when you get into the car, there's some AR glasses that you kind of attach to the helmet.
Yeah.
But just the
Huh.
the getting people in, making sure they know, because it was kind of like how exactly, and they give you
Yeah.
instructions. You're watching these videos that like put the glasses on the hat, but still you're like, how does this actually go on, and getting them
Right.
clicked in. So it's not going to be a very quick loading
Right.
and unloading kind of
Right.
process.
It's almost like Haunted Mansion in the way that first they kind of put you in a group and they usher you into this like a room and they
Okay.
close the door and then
Mhm.
you get an instruction video. So instead of like the fun like Haunted Mansion thing, we're like
Yeah.
woo, like, and it's just fun. You get to watch a little thing. Instead, like you're like pay the fuck attention, because if you don't know, you're not going to know how to ride this ride.
This is work time right now.
Because you need to understand how to put your visor on, and then you need to understand how to put your little goggles on after that.
That
And then you need
sounds
to understand-
fun.
And then there are these little kids there, right? I'm like, how are these little kids? I'm having trouble following this. And then it was
Good
like,
luck.
point the arrows. You got to look. You gotta look to point, and then it was like the arrows. Look to point. Look to aim.
This is not
look
going to
aim,
last
shoot.
very long.
It was
Look
fun. I think
to aim.
people get the hang of it.
And it was like,
like
and
10
then you
minutes.
had like the music going, and you're in there for like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's like,
Oh my
and
god.
over the other things, it was like, then it was like steer, and it had the arrows telling you
What's your little
Come
turtles?
on, man. I just want to
right.
drive
Oh,
the cart.
right. And then it had the things like do shoot, and then it was like shoot the turtles, yes. Then it had like the circle, like yes, check mark, and then it was like
You've
don't
already
shoot
lost
your
me.
friends, and it like had like Princess Peach, no, don't shoot her. So like then it had
Then
all
you
the
lose
things.
a coin.
Right, because it had like you get coins for shooting these guys, and, then
Sure.
and then it went back through. It was like, yes, here we go, recap.
Oh my
Look,
god. There's
shoot.
a recap.
Then look, steer, shoot, look, aim, don't shoot. Yeah,
And then we got there, we were still kind of confused.
yeah.
And
then
then
we got there, we're like, oh shit,
get the
what
glasses
did we
on
do?
your
Oh, no.
visor, and it looks
like,
like
what
little
do we
Mario
do?
hats. They're wearing little Mario hats. And then I'm shooting. I'm trying to shoot everything. I'm not sure who my friends are really. And so,
cares?
and half the time I'm shooting, nothing's coming out. I'm like, is it
Right.
broken or am I just not supposed to shoot now? But I'm just shooting whenever I can. And then every once in a while, I'll like turn this way. You're on a track, so it's not like you're not going to
You're
go
not
the way you're supposed to.
sure-
But
yeah,
maybe
you're
it
not
helps
actually
turn the
driving.
car the right direction.
Mm.
So there's like, oh, I got to turn now. And then I'm shooting. And my favorite part was you hit the star that like it sends you in this trippy universe where you're just
Oh,
surrounded
cool.
by like
Yeah.
lights and stars, and that was cool. Yeah,
Well, that was fun because
fun.
it like took a break from you needed to shoot
Right.
things. It was like a total clusterfuck. Like you're going like
This
once
ride
you
sounds terrible.
once you started,
Yeah, it was fun.
like you're like yay fun. You're like in this like oversized go kart where like
yeah.
there's two in the front. We're just the two of us, and then there was a space for two people in the front. But it's kind of cool because it's like a stadium seat, so
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
you're kind of raised above in the back where the two
Yeah.
people in front would be.
So you're
So-
unobscured view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
but
Because
as
there's
soon as
real things to see
Yeah,
along with
right.
your AR.
Okay.
right, so it's
VR.
like real things, and then like all the things that you're shooting are like fake in your goggles that you see
Right.
through. But it's like as soon as you start going, it's like and it's like everything. It's like a casino, just like a slot machine, like in front of your eyes. And
Everything's
it's just, like,
happening.
you can't like. I almost wanted to go back through and just like take the goggles off and just like
Enjoy the actual
freaking
real
see
stuff.
it,
Yeah.
right, and just like steer the cart because it was just I was overloaded. I couldn't enjoy. I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. I was just turning
Well-
my wheel back and forth and pressing a button.
Tara, did you pay
Yeah.
attention to the demo video?
No, I
Did
was
you take
shooting
notes?
everything. I was shooting Princess Peach. I was shooting
I was
Toadstool.
too. I was
I
too.
was just
Everybody
I was probably
dies.
shooting Wendy and whatever she
Probably.
was doing over there.
I at the end too, and I guess, and maybe if we'd had 4 people in the cart shooting, we would have done better because at the end, like you could lose. Team Bowser won. We lost,
Oh,
and I don't
man.
know if that was our speed. I assume it was more of our shooting, but there was only 2 of us, so I'm guessing you have to have 4 people to get enough points to beat Team Bowser.
I don't know. Maybe
did you
they
actually
knew
see
what
our
you
score?
were doing.
Yeah. Like I had
Oh.
like 115, you had like 105, and then the front had like nothing because nobody was
Oh,
shooting.
right. Well, if the front beat us, then that would be
That's
really
a
bad.
problem.
That'd be
sign.
embarrassing. But yeah, when we pull at the end, it had our scores like on the left, and so with only 2 out of 4 people shooting,
Sure.
you know, you're probably gonna lose.
because we killed each other.
But
probably.
I think you said you were
Probably shot
shooting
each other.
everything, so you were
And
losing
if you shoot your
points
friends, you
'cause
lose
kept
coins
shooting
too. So
Princess Peach. So.
either
Yeah.
way, it was especially only waiting 20 minutes. It was fun, and the castle was cool. But there's so much of the world. You can buy like $40 bracelets, and there are things there you can only do if you have the bracelet, like places you can go in, and you do little game things to try to get points. What do
I
those
see.
points do for you? I don't know. I think there's an app you can link them with, but it's
Mhm.
kind of like the Harry Potter one. Like, oh, that's fun. It'll do things, but you don't really get anything out of
Interactive
it.
Stuff going on.
But at least you get a wand. But in this, it's like a bracelet, and you scan it on things and
Okay.
do things. But
But
so
I'm
that's
gonna
part of the world.
say- I'm gonna say like half the stuff in that world you had needed the bracelet for.
Probably.
Versus Harry Potter, it was more.
Yeah,
It's more kind of you don't notice the wand
Right.
stuff. You know, that's more
Right.
kind of a fun add-on.
that's true. You have to have the bracelet to do some of the stuff. in the
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
lot
it's
more stuff in
kinda
Harry Potter world to
lame.
enjoy.
But, yeah, but the
without-
world itself, you know, is
Mm.
fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It's fun to be in it. Especially if you can get into the cafe. Like that was fun. It was really cute. But it was nice because it's like a sit down place and they, bring your food
Yeah,
to you and it's a
That's
whole,
nice.
It's like it's as immersive as Three Broomsticks if you've been there. It's really cute on the inside. But yeah, I wish some of those games didn't need the bracelet. Like I wouldn't give a fuck about the points. Like if you just got to kind of go play a little bit.
Yeah,
Of them.
exactly.
You didn't have to
Um,
buy a bracelet.
Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, but and there was even like another castle that we started to go into, but we got called for a reservation. But the only reason we even got to go in there, it's usually if you only have the bracelet, but they were just letting people in there on the preview night. But we didn't get to go all the way through since we got called, and then we went back after we ate, and the line was really long. We were just like,
Huge.
fuck it, we
Wow.
don't want to go in.
Yeah.
But like we'll
Who
probably
knows
never
what was in
see
there.
the inside of there unless we
Right.
buy the
I'm gonna have to
bracelet.
look it up online.
Right.
And the thing
See what
is,
we
even
missed.
if you buy the bracelet, you still have to wait in the really long line to play the game. So
Yeah.
That sounds like it's kind of a drag.
yeah.
I mean, as part of if you're going to Universal overall, and I think I've heard they're gonna do like a virtual queue, like a 2-hour window, kind of like Star Wars Land, Galaxy's
Okay.
Edge was at the beginning. But I think if you're going and you're just enjoying the park overall, it's a very cool place to go
Just check
into
out.
Mario World and
Yeah.
check it out. Ride the ride if it's not a big way. They got a gift store. The cafe's cute. I mean, there's no like snack things. There's not like a snack go get a pretzel kind of place in there. So
Got it.
it's
Yeah.
either the cafe or nothing. If you want to go to the Super Mario store, that's there. But if it's as part of your overall day at Universal, yeah, it's a very cool thing. And most people I talk, we saw it in the daylight and the night. And the night is very cool with all the way it's lit. And there's just so much to look at, so much to see. It's a really cool world. There's just not, you're not going to spend all day there unless you have a
No.
kid with a bracelet who has to get all the points,
Got it.
Right.
So.
No, I think
or yourself with a bracelet.
yeah, we didn't even spend the full 2 hours there,
No.
really.
Oh, you
Yeah.
had 2 hours. I see.
Yeah.
You couldn't just like lollygag. And could you go into the other park, or you were in that world?
If we could have if we'd gotten there earlier, but
Yes.
the ticket was for the whole day.
Got
But
it.
by the time we left the Mario World, the park was closed.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. But
sounds
it was cool. It just yeah, I mean if the other part of the line would have been longer for the main ride, we would have been there longer, but we just got lucky that wasn't that long. And my brain was so overloaded we didn't think to go back and write it again.
Yeah,
But
sounds like it.
yeah, but it was a good time.
Take a notebook next time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, write down instructions before
Yeah.
you
Ugh.
before you
You
play.
gotta have a sharp mind to go on that ride.
Oh God. I'm not gonna
Or a
bother.
parent to help you put on your glasses.
Yeah. Man.
What else?
Yeah. Well, speaking of a sharp mind,
Oh,
I did another podcast. Well, it was more of a live webcast type of thing that will be turned into a podcast
Very cool.
about working at a hospital, which is something I
yeah.
do if you haven't heard.
do you?
Yeah, I do. But it was a lot of fun. I got to talk about my other job. But if you'd want to hear about what I do, if you're feeling nerdy, you can check it out if you want. I'll post the link.
Yeah, what's the name of this? You said it's not available yet, but maybe by the time this is
Yeah,
out, it will
by
be.
the time this comes out, it should be up. I think it's coming out on Monday. I'll
what's it
post the
called
link. When the podcast comes out, it's called RT Sidebar. So it's for healthcare leaders, and I talk about patient experience. So it's very nerdy, just in a different way.
Right.
So yeah. So if you're feeling
Hospital
bored, you
nerdy.
want to learn something new, you can go check it out. But it's for a healthcare company. And yeah, I think they said they want to have me back and maybe do a webinar. So I might have a
Aw.
side gig out of it.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
you know.
I think that podcast is going to get quite a bump on the
Yeah.
day that's out. I think people are going to want to hear you talking about it. That's
Yeah.
a prediction.
Yeah, you can check it out. Let them know.
Nice job. Hey guys, it's time for some nerd news.
Nerd news, nerd news. I repeat, we have breaking nerd news. Hooray for Hollywood. That new speed. Hollywood. Oscar nominations
That's
came
right.
out.
The noms have dropped.
The Noms.
Nom nom nom
Nom noms.
Nom nom nom.
nom nom nom.
There were a lot of people nominated for things, including, I think
true.
my favorite category in this whole thing. I know. Wouldn't that be weird if, like, sorry, all y'all sucked. Nothing was nominated this year.
Almost no one.
Everything was crappy. But no, there were some good things. And my favorite category is actress in a supporting role. I can't even say that. Actress in a supporting role, because you got Angela Bassett, who I assume will probably win. A couple people, I don't know who they are, I haven't seen their things, but Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie, I don't know how to say your last name. Sue? From Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't want to butcher it, but I mean, because Stephanie, she was really good in that, and I'm glad she got recognized as well.
She's great in that.
Yeah, she was a huge piece of why that was so good. Like she was, and but I feel like Angela Bassett will probably win because she's Angela Bassett. But
Stephanie's from Torrance, California. She's a hometown girl.
What?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
congrats, Stephanie. But that's my favorite category. Of course, I really want oh gosh, I'm horrible. Ke Huy Quan. Is that how you say it though? Ke Huy Quan?
It is.
Again, from Everything Everywhere. Can you imagine? Okay, you're watching Indiana Jones Temple of Doom, and you say one of these guys is gonna win an Oscar before the other one. You'd probably go, it's Indiana over Short Round back in the day. Harrison over Ke Huy Quan. But look, there's a good chance he's going to win an Oscar. And Harrison doesn't even have an Oscar. But you know what?
Wow.
I hope he wins because I think he was great.
Harrison doesn't have one?
No, he's been nominated, but he's never won. I know.
Did not know that.
That's my favorite there.
Okay.
This just in. I believe it's Stephanie Hsu.
Hsu. Okay. Stephanie Hsu.
What about you, Tara? Who do you think's going to walk? I mean, listen, I've only seen two of these. No, I've only seen one of those movies. I will see Black Panther before it comes up, but
yeah, me too. I think.
I mean, it's kind of. I feel like Jamie Lee and Stephanie might cancel each other out, and it's Angela Bassett.
Yeah,
as you said,
and
like,
she already won the Golden Globe. That's usually a
cannot
good indicator.
deny Angela Bassett, so we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. Might be.
I think it's
Angela
cool.
Bassett,
I'd like to
and
see
I'm fine with that.
Totally.
Someone from a Marvel movie winning an Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. And if it's going to be anyone, it's going to be Angela
It's going to be Angela Bassett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
True. Yeah, that was nominated, I think, for a lot, more, some, probably effects and sound and things. Everything Everywhere All at Once
too,
led the nominations. Not surprising.
Yeah, I think it did. I think you're right.
That's a huge one. I'm glad to see it get so much notice.
Brendan Fraser nominated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell, my boy from physical therapy. We went to physical therapy together.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, worked out together several times in Los Feliz. Yeah,
how's he doing? Did you congratulate him?
I haven't seen him in a while, but yeah, no, he's a cutie. Very cute.
He is
very handsome. Very nice guy, actually.
That's a good category too.
Actress in a leading role. Interestingly enough, you got Kate Blanchett for the billionth time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michelle Yeoh, please, Michelle Yeoh. But I just read for one,
please,
Ana de Armas for Blonde. I heard nothing but crappy things about that movie, and I think she may have been really good. But I'm still surprised in a movie that seemed like it was not liked that she made it this far. And then Andrea Riseborough from To Leslie. I actually read that they're gonna look into if there was any illegal campaigning for that, because they're like, she came out of nowhere, and I think a lot of actors sort of like had seen it and supported it, and they hadn't had it was like a smaller film, and there was like a grassroots like, this woman's amazing, blah blah blah. But I think they're actually looking into if any sort of illegal campaigning shenanigans went on to get her nominated. But I'm still like, whatever they do, it doesn't mean that they'll get the votes.
That's true.
So I don't know how that works, but it was like out of nowhere. Like, who is this? Like, you've never heard of this film or this person.
That's bizarre.
And they're talking about some of like Viola Davis from the Woman King getting snubbed, and the woman from Till getting not nominated. I haven't seen either one, but there was some talk of like, but this lady from some random film that no one had even known about ends up in the top 5.
Yeah,
so.
I am surprised that Viola Davis was not nominated, frankly. That movie almost got shut out completely, right? Didn't it get
I think so. I don't know if it got
nomination for
anything.
something, but not any of the big ones.
Not much. Your Women Talking got a couple of nominations.
It did,
the
which is
film
great.
you saw in a theater for
Yeah, so
Best
Best
Picture
Picture.
and Screenplay. One of the screenplays.
I think adapted because it was a book. So that's exciting for Sarah Polley. That would be great for her.
Yeah,
Huge.
good for her.
She's very talented Canadian.
I think my biggest reaction when the nominations came out was, what the heck is All Quiet on the Western Front? I feel like I had never heard of that. And it was almost every category. I think it's second to Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I'm like, I've never heard of this movie.
I've seen ads for it on the Netflix.
Oh,
It looks like a very just oppressive, depressing war movie. So
then there you go.
good times.
Yeah. I mean, the directors are Steven. I'm trying to get back to the category. Steven, of course. Martin McDonagh from The Banshees of Inisherin. I assume it's like a Irish pronunciation. The directors from EEAAO. It's easier to say than the Daniels. That's true, the Daniels. Todd Field for Tar and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness, which also sounds like a fun watch. I know nothing about it, though.
And what do all those people have in common?
They're men. And not even that. They're 6 men because there's 2 of them for
That's
one movie.
true.
So, I mean, I don't know other than Sarah Polley. I don't know what films, like you go down to Best Picture, and
Well,
I'm trying to see what other films were directed by,
Woman King.
are they?
Who's
That's
the
true.
Same director as the, oh God, I do this every time.
It doesn't actually list the directors.
The
for...
Invincible movie with what's her name from, she's South
Very good.
African. God damn it. We talked about it. She's hot. And these other guys are French. They're gay together. They live forever. Oh my God! Help me.
Wait a minute.
Not
What
the
are you
Invincibles.
talking about?
It's the
Other guys are gay together.
Yeah, they live
What you're
forever.
saying. Wait a minute. Are you talking about the one with Charlize Theron?
Yes, Charlize Theron. Yes, Charlize Theron.
That movie.
That is directed by
Was
the
that
same.
this year?
No, but it was the same.
Oh, you're saying that director.
Follow
did
the
something.
thread. It's the same director who did Woman King.
Oh my gosh.
What's the name of that movie, Wendy?
I forgot what the
Hold
whole
on.
name of the movie is, but I really liked
I
it.
know. Oh my
Darn
God.
it.
Do not. It's
I'm just
the,
I'm having to go Charlize, find
is so
her, find the movie,
I know.
do this podcast, and the older we get, this is gonna happen. The Old Guard.
The Old Guard. Okay.
Oh.
So then look up who.
Yeah, that I wasn't even close to thinking of that.
I didn't think I would never have gotten that. It doesn't sound at all.
Gina
Ginger-
Prince Bythewood.
There you
was the
go.
director.
Gina Prince Bythewood.
And what did she do?
Also-
Oh, it was Woman King.
Woman King. Yes.
I need to see that. I never saw that.
Oh God. that
was exhausting.
I am
That was
exhausted.
exhausting.
That is another director who has been mentioned as to could have been in this category as well.
Well, I feel like when it gets closer, when are the Oscars anyway? They're
I think they're in March.
March. Sounds
Like
right.
second
We'll
weekend?
have to do our picks. We'll have to make
We
our
will
picks.
definitely- Yeah, we'll do our
By the way, Tara and I will be attending the DGAs this year. I went last year, and this year I was like, "Come on,
right.
you got to go at least once." So
You told us all about it. You
they've
got all fancy.
taken my money, so we're in. I was scared they were going to keep the riffraff out because it's the 75th anniversary.
Oh, you got in.
We got in,
Congrats.
and they're going to send our confirmation when it gets closer. So now it's just like, what are you wearing? We got to figure that out. Who are you wearing? Who are you wearing?
And that's in a couple weeks. Is that in
That is February 18th.
Great.
February 18th.
February.
So we will have a full recap of that shindig
I
for
cannot
sure.
Wait.
All I had to do was say, Tara, they live like 5 bottles of wine open on the table, encouraging wine consumption. And there's food, and you never know you're going to see. And then there's open bar before the show. I mean,
That's exciting. It's fun.
that's
looking
been one of
forward
the
to it.
highlights of my whole living here. So it's
Oh,
yeah. I mean, no, it's cool. It's that good. It's that fun. I know.
That's
I'm not
amazing.
saying that's
That's
the
not
only
us,
highlight. I'm
Kat.
saying that's
No.
one of the big ones. That's one of the big, not the only highlight.
one
Come
night
on now.
out of all the
It was a
times
pretty
you've
good
been-
night. I'm telling you. And my
No,
friend
I know.
Stuart, his wife is coming this year too. So it's like both of us yapped about the thing so much that his wife was like,
Oh, that's fun.
I'll go. And Tara's like,
Nice.
yeah, okay, I'll go. So our nerd table is growing.
Well, and just before we get off of this, because and I was kind of bitching about this in our throuple, and Wendy reminded me, well, they opened up Best Picture now to 10 so that they include more like popular movies.
Yeah.
So, Top Gun, Maverick's in there.
Avatar.
Avatar, which is, again, I was like, how are these movies in here? But it's like, yeah, they want to make it a more balanced, category. So that's why there's 10 nominees here. Well, it's like, well, then open up the best directing category a little bit. Like, how you having a best picture and not nominating the director? That is always
that just
confused me.
shows because they're just wanting people, the people that don't care that much and just like, what's nominated? Oh, Avatar's nominated? I'm going to watch.
I've
Like,
seen
it has
that.
no chance.
Yeah.
But I've seen that. Maverick?
enough.
Oh, I love Maverick. I'm going to watch. Maybe it'll win. Maybe Tom Cruise is there, And,
Oh, that's
plus,
true.
if
Tom
it
gets
gets
an
people from those
invite,
movies
yeah.
in the building, they're just forever trying to get their audience back, which I don't know. I don't think it'll ever be what it used to be, but
You're
but
right.
they're trying to put these popular movies in the mix somehow. It's like, have a good show. Quit screwing up your show. Quit
Yeah.
doing things like planning for Chadwick Boseman to win Best Actor or Supporting Actor or Actor at the very end and time it to where it's going to be this dramatic finish, and then whoop, he didn't
He doesn't
win.
get
It's
it.
awkward because the winner's not even in the building. I mean, things like that. That they're
Quit
trying to,
having
like,
Jimmy Kimmel host.
or that'd be a big help too.
Yeah, I wonder who they're going to get hosting. I think the smartest thing they ever did was
It
2 years
is Jimmy
ago.
Kimmel.
It's Jimmy
Is it?
Kimmel.
Oh,
It
really?
is
It
Jimmy
literally
Kimmel.
is.
It
Yeah.
really is. Sadly, yes.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago that they had that long tracking shot of Regina King walking
That
in?
No, that was cool.
That won the night for me. That was my
that
favorite.
that won the night for me too. I think that's
Like,
the year
amazing.
they tried to
No host.
like
it?
rearrange it. I think
Yeah.
it was a no host, and they tried. I think that was the year they tried to rearrange it because they just knew Chadwick Boseman was going to win.
I think that is. You're
And
right.
then
It wasn't
did-
last year.
I think
'cause
that was
last
the same
year
year.
was the.
No, they had it in a
Chris
different
Rock thing.
place. They were all sitting at tables, and they were
It was a
all
much smaller venue.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a COVID year.
Yeah.
But that beginning with Regina King was
That was it
Sweet.
for me. That's all. I
that was the
needed.
best part. That was the best
It
part of the
was.
night.
Was
It
it?
really was. It's like, man, that girl, she can walk with an Oscar like nobody's
You can
business.
walk wherever you want, Regina
Exactly.
King. I'll follow you anywhere.
Well, you know who's not going to have a good night? Anyone that wants to see the new Madonna biopic anytime soon.
Which that was me and Kat.
Good. We were
Kat, not
freaking
me.
out about
I-
it.
Yep.
No, you're
We
fine.
were so invested in who's going to play Madonna. And those actresses went through a freaking boot camp for that
They
part.
did.
Now they're
Really?
like, never mind.
Yeah. It has been shelved because Madonna, I guess, is embarking on a world tour that I guess has popped out of nowhere. And now she says she can't do the biopic. Where did
When's she
this
gonna
world
direct
tour
it?
come?
It's a great
Why?
question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
Wasn't
she was.
this something she had planned on, or
it doesn't sound like
Yeah.
it.
sounds like some poor planning?
Sound
Shame
like
on
very
you,
poor
Madonna.
planning. But I
Yeah.
do have a ticket to her show. So
And Leah and I will also be going.
Okay.
But here's like, yeah, Sarah, you're right. It was sort of like this. It was announced through like it was an Instagram video or something, and it was like, have you seen this? Have you seen the announcement video?
yeah, the
It's-
one like Amy Schumer.
Yeah, she's sitting around the table. Amy Schumer's there. Some other random celebrities are there, and they're playing Truth or Dare. And Amy Schumer's like, "All right, I dare you to go on world tour and do all your greatest hits." And very spontaneously, Madonna's like, "Yeah, okay." I'll do
Yes.
that." Yeah,
It
sure.
wasn't planned at all.
No, it's just a weird. I mean, listen. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. Madonna's kind of weird now. I
She's
don't
lost
know
her damn mind.
if you if you follow her on Instagram or anything. I don't know. She makes me uncomfortable.
Me too, but you know what? She's a legend, and
You
I
cannot
have no
deny.
idea if the show will be good at all. But
Yeah, that's the
I want to
thing.
see it.
Has
This-
anyone seen her perform lately?
No, but I mean, some people have. I'm sure.
In the bedroom.
Whoa, Wendy,
I'm
do
just
not
kidding.
slut shame Madonna.
Dude, Madonna has slut shamed herself for years. It's not like she's a shy flower who never talks about bedroom
No, of course
activity.
not.
I'm just kidding.
But I mean, but listen, she never, I have seen her once in concert years ago, but like she doesn't fuck around, you know, when it comes to performing. Like she usually gives 110%.
Yeah.
This show has to be great because she's charging a lot of money for tickets.
Well, you know
It's
what? My
not cheap.
friend got a suite, and
Whoa.
there's like 18 to 18 of us that can get in it. at
How
like
much did he pay
I
for
think it was
that?
my friend Jube,
sorry.
the
Excuse me.
Jube.
Sexist.
I think it's like
How dare you, Kat.
$1,800, but that
That's
means
it?
we're paying. I know.
That's actually
Well,
not bad.
she said it's like $100 a piece. I know.
Wow.
That's
If this is
great.
true, anyway, we're paying like $100 a piece, and it's food and drink and a suite.
Wow.
Is that at Staples, the old Staples?
No, this is Dallas.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
In
Because
Dallas.
the show here was on my mom's birthday, so I'm like, well, I can't skip
can't
out on
do it.
mom for Madonna. So I'm gonna go to Dallas for it. But
That's great.
I've seen her 4 times. I think four
okay.
times I've seen Madonna, including her very first tour, which was great. I mean, she's been great. I
Amazing.
feel like the dancing will be minimal compared
Sure.
to what she used to do. She's
Well,
60. She'll be 65.
she'll have dancers.
She's 64, 65. Plenty of dancers. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she can still dance in a somewhat. I mean, she was always so good. I mean, not the level she used to, but
No.
especially when
I
she's got to
mean-
sing.
I was gonna say, like, she's never had the best voice.
No,
She's not known
but
for
you know
her
what?
voice.
You got to focus on one thing or the other at this point.
I feel like she
Yeah.
always had like that, like a prayer tour or Blonde Ambition tour, I should say, was. I mean, I think she's always had a very good artistic eye to concerts and
100%.
theme, and so I'm hoping. I mean, but I don't know. She's just so odd now, but we'll see what kind of Madonna we get on tour. But
Exactly.
I'm just sad we're not going to see the movie. But I feel like I don't know how good that was going to be anyway. If she was directing it or
Right.
hands on, I feel like we'd get a better movie with someone else doing it.
110%. Yeah.
I mean,
But even if it just to watch the train wreck, it would have been fun.
that would have been fun. That would have been good. But not to
Yeah.
be, not to
Maybe-
be. At least
Maybe
not now.
Florence Pugh dodged a bullet by not
I
getting that
feel
part.
like she
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I bet they. I mean, I'm sure they were paid for that Madonna boot camp.
I
too.
don't know, Wendy.
You don't think? You
I
don't
don't
know?
know.
Well, either way, they're not getting paid now because there ain't no movie. So, but at least we'll see the real thing, and maybe
That's
that's
true.
better. I
Yes.
don't know.
Maybe. We'll see.
You know what I'm excited about? That hasn't. It's not even close to happening. But Phoebe Waller-Bridge is working on a new Tomb Raider TV series for Amazon. Again, I don't have anything to base my excitement off of other than I like her. And I
That's all you
liked the
need.
first season of Killing Eve, and I am very curious to see what she would do with a show like this. Because I think the character, I mean, I was never a big fan of the Angelina Jolie movies. I thought they were going to be great. And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't that into them. I never saw the last one, but I feel like that character still has more potential than we've seen. And I'm excited to see her take on it. And I never watched Fleabag, but apparently it was quite good.
I've
and
seen it.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
one
It's
of
not my
those-
thing.
No, it's one of those like uncomfortable watches where just like
Right.
horrible things just keep happening to this person.
Yeah.
Making
But I
really
still,
bad
I like her
decisions.
though. And she's
love
in
her.
the next Indiana Jones. I like her look. I like her. I'm excited to see what she does with this project.
Yeah,
And
I
who
am too.
knows when we'll see it? Or in this world, who knows if it'll happen? But apparently, it's being worked on, and maybe she was influenced by her time with Indiana Jones to
Yeah,
take on
maybe.
a project like this.
Can't be bad. Tell you that. Probably
Yeah,
gonna be good.
I mean, we'll
Yeah.
see when it rolls around. I feel like people spend more time excited about and anticipating shows that never happen than they do watching the shows that actually end up getting made. So, but we'll see. This makes it. I'll check it out if it does.
Same. Fingers crossed.
Well, are the two of you going to be applying to this next item here? The Star Wars is coming to Wheel of Fortune. Now, I don't
Yeah.
really know what that means. It says, "Are you a Star Wars super fan?" So check for you two, right? In a galaxy not too far away, Star Wars is coming to Wheel of Fortune, and you're our only hope, puzzle solvers. Apply now to be a contestant during a special week of Wheel for your chance to spin and win cash, Disney vacations, and restore order to the alphabet.
That's cute.
Yeah. So you can enter to be on Wheel of Fortune, the special Star Wars week. You have to upload a video. It says to all fans, don't record this in your office cubicle. Don't look like you just rolled out of bed. Smile. Tell us why this is on your bucket list.
They want us to smile.
Star Wars fans, choose a place where you can speak up and get excited and tell us why you are in the Wheel of Fortune and Star Wars fandom. Tell us what makes you the best Star Wars week contestant ever. We're looking for the biggest Star Wars fans. Let us know why that's you. If you have any fun Star Wars gear or attire, feel free to wear it. Don't hold back. Show us your Star Wars fan personality. So you two get on that.
Based on the one time I went to an audition for a game show, I think it was Password, I don't remember, but my friend Shelly and I went, and then in the end, it was a ballroom full of people. You had to take like a test of the game to try to see if you had a brain, I guess. Then they were going to go around to every person in the room, and you had to, like, in 10, 15 seconds, tell a funny story, do something, whatever. They're just looking for big personalities. And at that time, she was too young to do it anyway. We just went for fun. So we're like, yeah, we're out. We're not going to sit through this. But I mean, I feel like they're probably looking for people. They probably want you to wear a costume or at least 100%. Some sort of massive Star Wars attire, be as nerdy and out there as they can possibly find, and just get crazy Star Wars fan. And I'm guessing the word puzzles will probably all be Star Wars related.
They better be.
I would hope.
Yeah, I guess that's really all they can do, right? Like they have to be phrases and people and lines, places and things and
exactly.
Right.
And maybe it'll be like in the Galaxy's Edge somewhere, or
they have
on the
pictures.
Star Cruiser thing.
Yeah, they have pictures on. I guess you can win cash Disney vacations, So, but I could see it being filmed. They have pictures from the parks on this web page that encouraging you to join. So I bet they will be doing it in a park, or they'll do something from a park. I don't know. I don't know where I assume they tape it here. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. LA.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right, Wendy. I think unless I had a Star Wars wedding and my best man was Chewbacca and that sort of thing, I think you have no chance.
You gotta have a good story.
Yeah.
And just be.
But you were on you were on Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, so maybe
I was.
You could
back at Comic-Con back in the day. I got on that, and I could just say.
This could be your follow-up.
This is huge.
You won the Lucasfilm. Wendy, you have a chance. You won the Lucas Fan Film Award.
Oh my God.
That's true.
You have a big personality. You can do it. When you want, you can really play it up. I've seen it.
When I want, I can
do it. I've seen I've heard your phone voice and your TV.
My phone voice.
Your big.
Hi, this is Wendy from Texas Care. I don't know. I guess I could, but here's the thing. I feel like I don't know if I guess I could
put
do it.
That cat in that Han Solo.
Oh yes.
Outfit. You're good to go.
Yeah, you're just holding the cat the whole time. You do like a green screen behind you.
Oh my God. You get another one. Put two cats. Hold two cats in your hand. There you go. You are the cat lady. You got multiple cats, Star Wars cats.
Han and Leia.
You put your Han outfit on. You put the cat in its Han outfit. There you go.
I don't even have mine here. I'd have to get it. I wonder when this has to be done. I wonder when this has to be.
Yeah. Is there a date here?
I don't think there's a deadline.
Let's do it. Come on.
Y'all need to help me film this.
You have a nerdy podcast. You can talk about your podcast. You can talk about. Come on.
You have a lot.
Ooh, would working at Universal exclude you though?
That's what I wonder.
For a media company?
No,
mention
that.
Well, at some point we'll find out. I mean, it's Sony.
Okay,
it's a Sony picture. It's Sony. I don't know. See, I don't know. I don't
quit your job. Submit the video.
They usually ask if you work for a media company.
Oh, does it ask that?
Sometimes.
Well, most places like
Yeah.
I don't know.
That might exclude me, honestly, because I kind of work for
You
Universal.
never know till you try.
Thanks, Sarah, for motivation. I mean, I can see.
You got
it.
to
They're not accepting applications from Canada. They're already
That's
excluding
harsh.
Canada.
Come on. Unbelievable.
There's terms and conditions. I'll have to look through the terms and conditions.
Yes, explore
Okay.
the terms and conditions.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
see. We'll
If you-
see.
Check it out.
if you do it, we will absolutely help you.
I mean, and even
Yeah.
if they didn't, I mean, I just don't know if my Universal people, like, sometimes, sometimes in the entertainment world, they're like, yeah, you can't work, that's fine. And then, but I don't know. In this town, who knows? People do it, whatever. It's not like I have an exclusive contract with
Right.
Universal.
No, you're not like an on-screen
I can always ask my
talent.
boss. No,
Right.
yeah, I'm just a director.
Not just a director, Wendy. You are a director.
I am sort of a director.
A television director.
Maybe they'll like that too. Anyway, well, we'll see. I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Okay.
Let's see how it
Okay.
goes. All right. Oh my God, that'd be scary. What if I got up there and made some bonehead, like, guess a stupid word and then I lost? I'd probably get like no money, but whatever. It'd be fun.
And you'd be like 2/3 of the other Wheel of Fortune people
True.
that don't win.
Tatooine. No, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's pronounced Tatooine. You do not win.
It's at cat. No. It's at.
Oh,
When he just guesses
Just a
everything,
K.
either wine or cat
Con
related.
Polo.
Con Polo. I'm sure you get nervous up there and you say stupid things like that. My
Yeah.
mouth tried to say solo, but it came out polo.
Mouth got so dry.
On sale. Oh, no. All right. Well, we'll keep you up to date on whether or not Wendy applies for Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
Fortune.
All right.
All right. Well, at least they're probably not going to have The Last of Us week anytime soon. So we'll, because that's a little dark for Wheel of Fortune.
What's that even look
But-
like?
Scary. So you've watched now episode 2, Kat.
I have. I'm caught up
You are caught up.
as
and
of this recording.
I feel like I told Tara, I misled her a bit. I'm like, there's some creepy at the beginning of episode 1, but then it's just zombies running and it's whatever. No, it's some more creepy in episode 2.
Yeah.
They've gotten out of the city. Well, first the episode starts in Jakarta, Indonesia, where apparently the outbreak has begun. And this older woman's enjoying her lunch when
Yes.
military guard type people come in, basically like, yeah, you're coming with us. And she's like, where am I going? Do you have the right person? And she's a doctor who specializes in, some sort of organism, fungus type things.
Yeah.
where
Microorganisms.
and they have her look at this sample, and then she looks at a body that has already been infested. Even though the body is dead, it's infested by this thing. And it's gross. And she pulls what looks like, like alfalfa sprouts or something out of the mouth. And then they start moving, like trying to go towards her.
Yeah.
And
like
she
alive.
immediately throws it. And she's in like this full suit and everything. She throws it down and she runs out of the room and
Get me out of here.
get me out of
now.
here. And then she starts telling the guy talking to her, he's like, we brought you in. Tell us how to stop this, how to
Right.
cure
we need
it,
a vaccine. We need a
vaccine. And she's like, there is no cure. There's nothing you can do to stop this. And he's like, but I like the part. He's kind of like, tell us, what can we do? And there's this long pause. And I just was like, I thought she was going to say pray. And no, she says bomb. Start bombing. Bomb this city and everyone in it is the only way you'll keep this thing from spreading. And I was like,
Because there's already like at least 14
and
people missing from this place
missing.
where this woman
Yeah.
was at. And it's like, we don't know where they are. Like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're fucked. We're absolutely
Yeah.
fucked.
yeah. And so she's like, yeah, just bomb everybody. And then I was like, then thinking, okay, she's going to get out of the city. But then she's like, can someone take me home? I'd like to be with my family. And she's crying like she lives there. She's like, I'm going to get bombed along with you.
Yeah,
But that's
this
the
is
only
it.
way to save the world. And that was everybody just loving that doctor in that scene because it was
Great
creepy.
scene. Yeah.
Um,
Very good.
But Joel and Anna Torv, Tess is the character name.
Yes.
They've smuggled Ellie out, taking her to these doctors because, as they learned, she was bitten scratched, whatever, by one of the infected people, but she hasn't turned, and her wound has healed. And for some reason, she might be the cure to stopping this thing. She might be the way they get rid of it. But so of course he's not trusting of her. There's this whole thing like, we got to take her back. We can't travel with this girl. But they of course decide to keep going. And they go through this, creepy ass city.
It's Boston.
That has, oh yeah, well, it's creepy ass Boston.
Yeah, what's left of it?
Buildings have been infected. There's weeds and ivy growing on everything, and there's like massive amounts of these zombie people like eating on other people, and they can't go the way they're supposed to go, so they have to go through like a museum. They go through this, I guess, was it a hotel? They're going through the building that's completely flooded, and they're going through that, and there's but they get to a like this, they're trying to get upstairs to go on their path, and I wasn't clear
where they were going and why they had
basically
to go
through a building. I think it was because all those people, they couldn't go the way they normally would go,
right?
So they had to go like up and through a building, which was of course creepy. And then the clickers show up. Tara, I don't think you're gonna like the clickers. It's like they're people that have been infected, and their faces from like the mouth, nose up have exploded into a weird cauliflower looking disgusting thing.
Like walking mushrooms.
Walking mushroom heads, and they can't see. They're like bats. So they're like, and they're creeping around this thing. So they have to be quiet, and they split up, and they're all like hiding, and these things are clicking around and trying to shoot them and fight them off. And it was, and as someone mentioned, there's this part where he's reloading his gun, and someone pointed out, it's like in the game, that's where I had to reload too. And they're like, because you always have to like do your reloading when you're playing a game. It's like they actually had a time where it stopped down, and like the clicker's walking around behind him, and he's reloading his pistol and all this stuff. But it was tense, and I was like, oh, Tara's not gonna like this. She's not gonna like this at all. But they are effectively creepy, and then they're occasionally a flashlight will see them. They're like, and they're moving all weird.
Yeah, they do the weird like twitchy stuff. I hate that.
Oh yeah, don't like that.
Not good.
So then get attacked a couple times, get shot. They have to fight. They get out. They're walking. You can tell that Joel's starting to like Ellie's reminding him a little of his daughter. It's like he looks at his watch. The daughter gave him. He's starting to get all like, feel for a little bit, like this kid. So they get out of the city, and they get to like I don't know what this place was. I think it was where they were trying to get. Like there was a team that was supposed to be there, but they've been killed.
It was an outpost.
At an outpost where their bodies. And then they discover, okay, spoiler. I was like, oh, how cool. Anna Torv is on this show. Not anymore.
Not for long.
Not unless there's flashbacks. Because she's been bitten or scratched. And she knows.
I kind of figured because it was she's not on any of the posters.
Right. And the game, I think, is him and the girl. So I didn't even think about that.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. This lady's with him. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it doesn't surprise me. And if you played the game, you already know anyway. But
she's great,
she's
though.
Infected, and she basically said, oh, and then there was like this body that's kind of moving, and there's, I guess, something to do with a fungus. Like if they you hit something there, and it calls to other infected fungal people elsewhere.
It's based in reality. It's like a fungal network, like
a fungal network.
It's all connected, so they can, like Wendy said, like if somebody steps on one across town, all the other ones are alerted to that you're there.
Like
so
the social network.
It's just like the social network,
but fungal,
but with more clicking.
Yeah. So they're all they know they're on their way. They realize this dead zombie guy that they shot, but he's already hit that fungal button. And so all these other zombies are going to head their way. And she's like, you know what? I'm dying anyway. And I don't, so you guys get out of here. And at this point, she's more determined than ever for this little girl. Because the little girl, I think, got scratched too. And then it's already healing.
Right. She's like,
or something happened to her too. So she's like, save who you can. Get this girl here, and I will sacrifice myself for you guys to be able to make it. So they leave, and she pours gasoline or something throughout
Yeah.
the building, and she's got a lighter, and they're coming in and they're going through the place, and of course it's like the lighter doesn't work.
Fuck.
So she's like, and then okay, and I read, so in the game there are like spores that are in the air, but they're like, there was no good way to say, oh, there's spores here, but somehow they're not there. They didn't spread. Like in the game, they put on gas masks every once in a while because there's spores, but they just got rid of the spores for this.
Cool.
For now.
Makes
But
sense.
so this one zombie that I think there's a name for him, but instead of like being all crazy and running up to her, he just saunters over like, how you doing? I'm going to infect you and make you a fungal
baby.
lady. You're going to be my fungal lady. And he gets up close to her, and this whole time she's like freaking out, but still like trying to light the lighter. And then the little alfalfa sprouts come out of his mouth, and he like kind of starts kissing her, and they start going into her mouth, and it's gross. But thank God she got the lighter working.
Just in time.
He was about to turn her, and then drops the lighter. They all blew up.
So you're saying that kind of the fungal guy is a specific like, oh, he's not crazy. He just goes around kissing people.
I'm not sure what his point is, but I somewhere I read to him referred as, because others are running up like attacking people. And this
Right,
guy,
going
he still had
crazy.
kind of a face, and he's like, oh, I'm just going to walk up to you instead of
Yeah,
attack you and kill you. I'm just going to kind of
He had
extend
some-
my
some
sprouts.
Swagger. Yeah, he had some swagger.
He had a little swagger.
Kid game.
A little bit. I mean, she didn't try to run. I guess she knew there was nowhere to go.
No.
But anyway, so
It was
at
a
least
very
she
intense
lit them up,
scene.
and there was a line in there referring to, like, she's like something about the little Ellie about having a boyfriend, and her was like, and she's like something about boyfriend, and like, no. I mean, they didn't elaborate, but just her
Nope.
tone of like, nope, no boyfriend. So there's a little hint there that they'll probably expand on as they go.
Yeah, I think so too.
But it's it was creepy. It's well done too. It's very well done zombie show, and
It's compelling, when because I don't like zombie shows. I stopped watching.
I never
The
did.
Walking Dead because it was just too much
Yeah.
for me. But it's so compelling when there aren't the zombies running around. It's really, it's just a good show. It's well done. Obviously, the cast is bananas, so good. And I like, the idea of like what happens after society breaks down and you have to kind of, do whatever you have to do to survive. I like those stories. Just unfortunately, most of those stories involve zombies. That's the go-to. But it's good. I'll keep watching it. It's just very tense.
It is very tense. I don't even care about zombies. Like, I've never been that interested in zombie shows or films. But I mean, I like this one, and apparently it's done very, very well, and it's getting season 2. I like how things
was
sometimes get
fast.
like, oh, we're not even done. You're getting it's like the most. I forget how many millions of people have watched it. I don't know if it's the most watched thing, but it's
up
been
there.
watched, and it's been talked about, and it's got the numbers. So season 2.
Yeah, we'll keep watching it. I mean, have we convinced you, Tara? You look very excited about this show.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, if it just, the scary parts I'm not into, but I mean, I'm definitely interested to watch it. I did see a clip of the part where she blew up everybody.
Okay.
I did actually watch part of that.
Got it.
On Twitter, I saw it,
Okay.
but I had been warned by the captions of what happened.
See, that's good, and you can probably tell when you should fast forward.
Yeah,
Look away.
Feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
I've heard that episode 3 is pretty good, so I'm very anxious to watch that tomorrow night. I'm
Awesome.
excited to see
Yeah,
that.
same.
I mean,
I'll
I like
watch
the
it.
show a lot. So
Yeah, it's good.
you know, it hasn't been renewed yet.
Mm.
Willow,
Come on.
but they did give us a making of documentary. It's a great show, man. I really
Yeah.
like that show.
It's so fun.
Yeah, the documentary was a quick watch. It was only 30 minutes. Wasn't a whole lot of the making of, I feel like. Right?
I mean, there were
not
behind the
really.
There was
scenes
some-
things.
Yeah.
It wasn't an
and stuff.
in-depth look by any means.
No.
It was cute.
It was very cute.
It was fun. They
It's
really
more like,
leaned
look how
hard
fun our
into the
cast
whole.
is.
It was more of a look how it was more shenanigans, behind the scenes shenanigans than a making of
Right.
documentary. I would not call it a
Right.
documentary.
No, it's a little
by any means.
featurette.
It's a featurette.
There you
fun
go.
times behind the scenes, fun times.
And the kind of the gag of the whole thing is that Warwick Davis is like this egomaniac and he's sabotaging people and he actually drives everyone to set because he's a micromanager and he's the
Which
medic.
probably means he's like the nicest guy
he's
around.
the medic on set.
Yeah.
Which is very funny, of course. Like clearly he
really
can laugh
funny.
at himself and it's a big joke because he seems like the nicest man in the world.
Yeah. And it seemed like it was a joke that went through the whole thing. Like it wasn't just a part and then they got over it. It's like it was the theme. Was how
the thread.
They made it go the whole time. Yeah.
They committed to the joke. And like Christian Slater, he's even like, yeah, him and I used to be buddies. And he thinks I stole his idea for Pump Up the Volume.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's why it really didn't feel like behind the scenes. It just felt like a little show into itself because there was a lot of acting in it. Like
there was.
True.
You know, they were really, they really kept it going. They really amped up there and toward the middle and end, the whole thing. It was funny, but they really, I would have actually liked to have seen more of like, this is how we made the puppets. They touched on it very, like, or this is like, there was actually some shots at the very beginning, almost the opening sequence of like quick cuts of a before and after of shot, like before and after effects, and it was like a really quick, I actually would have liked to see like, here's a scene before we added the coloration and all that. And like, here's a scene, I actually would have liked to see more of that. Mm-hmm. But no, they never went back to that. They just kind of did more interviews and more, which is fun. I like to see that too.
There was some fun behind the scenes of their training. But a lot of it wasn't informational as much as just kind of got to look at them behind the scenes while they're having fun. And
seems like everybody gets along and people really are passionate about the material and it was cool. Ron Howard is in the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. He's even in on the Warwick Davis thing, wasn't he?
He's doing the
even
gag.
he was doing a bit.
It was well planned because it like spans like the entirety, like who knows when Ron Howard was interviewed. It seems like it happened throughout the filming of Willow. And then after like the casting interviews after it wrapped. And then it went through the whole filming of the entirety of the show, this whole gag. So
they planned it from the very beginning of filming, it looks like. It's very funny.
It was very in depth, but it was really funny. It actually made me laugh out loud a few times. Like it was pretty good.
Oh yeah.
But also I was like, man, they're really like, it caught me off guard how they kept going with it. And
leaning hard.
Still going.
Yeah.
Like, when are they going to get back to the documentary part? Because I kept expecting like a serious, like not serious, but like an actual interview. But then a lot of it was like gag interview. Like even a lot of Aaron Kellyman's like stuff was fake. It was like they were acting. But
they did talk about the relationship, playing lesbian characters or queer characters and how Ellen even made a comment about she is one playing one and how cool that was on a Disney show and things like that. So Aaron. But so there was a little mention of that and then
Aaron and Ruby both talked about that how special it was to them.
Well, that was cool,
especially on a Disney show. And
it does make me want to watch the film.
Amar, the guy who plays Borman, was saying how growing up he loved Han Solo and Indiana Jones, but those people don't look like him, and so for him to be able to play this kind of roguish character meant a lot to him. And that kind of stuff was great to hear. And then they would go back to making fun of Warwick Davis, so you really didn't have a chance to kind of live in those moments for a little bit.
Exactly, you didn't. And I would have loved to see more just behind the scenes of some of those shots and just the scale of those sets was so cool. I would have, just loved to live in those moments a little more of just seeing how they filmed that and just I mean, I was just so impressed at the scale of all of that. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I thought it deserved more than 30 minutes, about
Right.
15 of which was a Warwick Davis is an asshole joke,
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I
Well-
enjoyed it, but I just want, I love the show so much. I wanted to see
Go watch it
more
so
of
we
the
get season
sets and
2,
more of the
and they'll
effects.
do a
and
real making of.
Maybe they
Yeah.
thought people wouldn't be interested, and they're like, "Well, we got to make it into like
Probably.
a thing because people won't
I
watch
don't
it."
know.
It's like, no, I mean, if you're watching something behind the scenes, it's because you
Yeah.
want to see behind the scenes. Yeah.
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 They probably just thought, hey, let's do something different, which was fun, but maybe just then, maybe a little more balance between that and
Yeah,
a real
like that could have
behind the
just been
scenes.
one little segment, like
Yeah.
one little bit in the
Right.
actual yeah. But
Right.
no, the whole thing.
Yeah, when he rides it on his Segway, like it was funny for sure at first.
Yeah.
It was funny the whole way, but man, kept going
Beating
all
that
the way
dead
till the
horse.
end.
Yep.
To the last moment. Oh,
Good times.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems like, the Lucasfilm people were all super passionate about it. Disney is obviously supportive of it. So, gosh almighty, please give us a season 2.
Yeah.
I feel like we'll get one. I feel like we will. I hope so.
Great. Just do it. Come on.
I can't remember like how soon, like Mandalorian or a lot of the other shows got their announcement.
Well, I feel like things like even Loki, it definitely ended on a note of they've got something to come back to. Like they've still got a storyline. Like they kind of left it on a cliffhangery type of thing. But I feel like season 2 wasn't announced for a while officially, even if they probably already assumed they would make one.
Right.
Really, Loki wasn't.
I don't think they announced it for a little while. I don't think it's like he'll be back. Maybe I just don't remember. But
Yeah.
I feel like Disney's kind of behind this, and I mean, I think Ron Howard's already said he'd love to maybe even direct an episode or somehow be involved if they come back. So,
Yeah.
Give his daughter an episode too.
Yeah, that would be fun.
she's not too busy with Mando. Hey, well, they're
Right.
they're done filming. Get her on this.
Yeah. What else she got going on?
Probably a lot.
And yeah, just to see the scenery, like they shot in Wales primarily, which was really cool to hear. It's a beautiful country, just like these beautiful rolling hills.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. Another very small little tidbit of information was when basically saying like we didn't use actual castles. Like we didn't want it to feel like we're not in England. This is not a medieval show. It's a fantasy show. But they did use ruins, a couple of ruins, to actually run through and stuff. But those were like mostly castles and stuff that they had built for the show.
Yeah, I think, if they had enough foresight to put together all of that Warwick Davis egomaniac stuff, they again started while filming and, because there's stuff of him like in the Willow costume, like from beginning of filming to the end. I wish they would have gotten, so when there's the location. So maybe the documentary could have started with some like more beautiful shots of the location, just made it a little more artistic and a little, more shots of some of those locations without, just the film sets. And I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more opportunity there with all of the things involved in this show, the greatness of the locations and the sets. Like we're shorted a little bit there.
Well, that just goes to show how much you like the show. Like you wanted more. You wanted more behind the scenes of it than what they gave. Because
like I wanted to see those ruins more, and there's obviously someone there with a camera to film Warwick on his Segway to get that like funny shot for all of that. Like there's somebody there that could have been getting some really cool artsy behind the scenes shots of them filming that stuff to like put in this documentary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of them calling action and like some just really cool stuff for us to see behind the scenes.
So here's something that they could have talked about in the show, in this doc, is that the actress that plays Pym, is it Pym?
Mm-hmm.
Willow's daughter.
Oh, yeah.
That's Warwick's daughter,
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's his real daughter.
Annabelle
Right.
Davis, and it looks like there's a shot of her in a Willow costume on set that they never talked about. She was probably his stand-in. Like,
Yeah,
during-
that would have
like,
been
his
nice
body
to
double,
know
yeah.
about.
why didn't we talk about that?
Right.
Why don't we talk to her in the documentary? Like, that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of other characters in the show they never even mentioned.
No.
They could have talked about the casting process. They could have talked about a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely featurette, not making up. Just
Right.
like a fun featurette to
Not
tag
documentary.
No.
Yeah.
And
Right,
Mims.
right.
She played Mims.
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 So, I don't know.
yeah.
It's a fun watch, like the
Yeah.
humor of the show. Just know what you're going in for. Don't
Right.
expect to learn a whole
Featurette.
lot.
Featurette is the right
Featurette.
word.
Yeah. With some very minimal actual behind the scenes information.
Right. Right.
It's sprinkled in.
I was expecting sweeping documentary, so I just didn't have the right mindset going in.
Boy,
Yeah,
were you
not-
surprised.
Willow comedy hour with very minimal content.
There's a gag that Amara, who plays Borman, like whenever he sits on a chair, he
Yo, I
just
forgot about-
falls
yeah.
over. He's like, I don't have a problem. You guys are gaslighting me. Like, there's 10 shots of him sitting in a chair and falling over.
I mean, it was
in
really
costume
funny.
on set with other characters, like other actors around. Like, they really leaned into
Yeah.
this.
It was really funny. Like, I was laughing a lot, but I was like, what is this? It's a comedy.
Oh, man.
It's
That's really funny.
a good time. I was like settled in for
You're like, oh,
my night of like,
be
oh, I
good.
don't get to watch Willow, but I'm gonna go back to like my cozy, like. I was like, oh, it's only 33 minutes. Okay.
perfect.
I know. It's like it's a short watch. You're not.
Oh, no.
All right then. So go Willow hashtag save Willow season 2. Where do you see that? On the Twitter, where we are too, at Snot Podcast with 1D.
Or at She Nerds Out Podcast on Instagram or Facebook.
You can go to our website, shenerdsout.com. Got some merch up there. You can send us a voicemail, buy us a beer, or if you want to send us an email, that's shenerdsout@gmail.com. Speaking of email, we are holding on to our sack this week.
Oh, nice one.
We're going to kick this sack down the road,
Ooh.
and we'll read some emails next time, but we didn't... we just want to hold on to these a little longer. I was going to hold your sack close.
Not too tight though.
Not too tight.
No.
Comfortably. Got to make it comfortable.
Sacks are fragile.
So
Don't squeeze too tight. Ugh, this is going somewhere I don't want to go. Why don't we just wrap this up till we get back to that sack next week, huh? Huh? I got to go fill out an application to be on Wheel of Fortune.
yeah, you do.
But till that happens, until next time, she nerds. I'd like to buy an O. Out.
Oh.
That was good.
She nerds out. We're girls that like nerdy things. Nerdy things.
There we
Yeah,
go.
hit that record button. Don't want to miss this.
This is gold.
Go, Jerry.
My alarms are off. Don't wanna
All right, you guys ready?
interrupt this.
Ready as I'll ever be.